All right, welcome to the 13th Grave, episode 10. This is,
Spooks.
and this is Rex. And today we are going to roll our intro before we get started because I always forget to do that. So hold on to your butts because it's going to be a special one. All right, so if you saw the intro, then you will know that this episode is going to be about the marvelous missing link, both halves of it, lost and found. But before we
The
get
one
into
and the same.
what's that?
Oh, I just said one and the same.
Right. But before we get into all that, do you have any Juggalo related news?
Yeah, I got a little bit of Juggalo related news and some, I guess, technically not so Juggalo related news. But uh the only things I have, unfortunately, right now is I know today there was the release launch of the music video for Obliteration
Mm,
by for the three-headed monster by Violent J, Ouija Mac, and Isham, which was fucking sick.
well, how you gonna fuck with the biggest?
Dude, that video was fucking awesome. I just kind of was wondering. I wish they would have showed like I don't know, like some fucking monsters or kaiju's or something destroying buildings and shit. That would have been cool.
Yes, definitely.
But fucking, I like that whole fucking album though. It's really good. I
And
know
they
there was an
suck. It's
announcement.
okay to admit it. No, I'm kidding.
God. I know that there was an announcement that there's a music video. The date escapes me, but you can look it up. There's a music video coming out with Hex featuring Shaggy Two Dope, which is fucking awesome.
Right?
Um Super excited for that one. Also there was the crazy news that Shaggy and them had gotten in a car accident or traffic accident, whatever. The tour bus went off the fucking side of the road or something,
Right.
and they all got banged up pretty bad. But luckily, nobody was like seriously hurt. But they had to like cancel their shows in Portland and Seattle, but were able to keep going. Uh, Fuck. What else was there? Oh, and as everybody knows, apparently Drake is a juggalo. Or he wants to be. I don't fucking know. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. Never been a real big fan of his. I think it's pretty fucking funny for the most part. People have their speculations as to what this is about. But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I know
So,
people have been comparing that to like Post Malone, but I think they're like completely different situations.
right. Well, it looks like we have two viewers currently. So whoop whoop in the chat to you guys for making it out to the podcast. Um, and in other dope ass news, last month I got to go back home to the
Yeah, that was
PNW
fucking awesome.
and hang out with spooks in the real world.
Yo,
And that's where I got this Freshness Mighty Death Pop banner and
yes.
this Riders charm to go along
Yo,
with my Bang Pow Boom charm. So I'm more jugified than just my tattoo, which
They're good certified.
gotta gotta rep for the ninjas. But
And
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and there's the news that you'll be actually moving back this way.
Well, I didn't want to spoil the surprise, but
Oh,
that's
I didn't
true.
know it was a surprise,
Nah,
but
that's cool. That's cool. And if you'll
and
notice, our overlay got a little bit different because we found out something that we didn't even know before. But we are
yeah,
technically moon brothers as far as the
we
astrological
like
is concerned.
we like to like moon people together as they walk by.
That's right. You get a double helping of
Get a
cheeks.
get a double peek at our buttholes.
That's right.
No, yeah, we're both born under fucking Gemini moons, which is pretty fucking dope.
Yes, and
I think that's fresh as fuck, honestly.
yes, and that's why you'll see the Jekyll brothers. I recolored them. I borrowed them from ICP. I hope they don't mind. Uh,
They're they're gonna hit us with a copy strike.
I mean, it is their shit. So if they wanted to, they certainly could.
I
Um,
highly doubt they give a fuck.
right? But yeah, so just it's been a dope month. I mean, a lot of changes. Last week though, we were supposed to go live because July 31st was pretty much the deadline for Lost and Found. However,
Yeah,
some sad news. My pupper died, so I took that
yeah,
moment pretty hard, but life goes on, and she would be glad to know
right.
that I'm continuing on as well. So,
Oh,
uh,
it's
but other
like
than
losing a
that,
family member. So,
well, that was not fresh news. That was staleness. But everything else was fresh that I was talking about.
yep.
So,
Um, Also, kind of wanted to bring up something else. Not exactly, unless you have something else that you wanted to say. Sorry, this is
oh,
kind of outside of Juggalo news.
no, currently no.
Okay. Uh, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to bring this up. I don't know if it's me or maybe because I don't usually, I guess, maybe pay too much attention to like artists outside of who I really listen to a lot too much, but like there seems to be a lot of craziness going on in the music industry. At least I can think of four of them at least that have all happened pretty recently where I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Because you've got
Cardi B
fucking all the
chucking water at people or microphones.
yeah, she fucking chucked the microphone at somebody for throwing water at her, which for one, um what a lot of people I don't think saw because I saw the whole fucking clip is like she was like encouraging that shit in to begin with
Yeah,
and like getting the crowd to do that because she was complaining about being hot and wanting water and shit. And so there's like multiple people throwing water, and then she finally gets the water, and I think they like start up her next song, and I'm guessing she wanted them to stop at that point, but she didn't really say that I could tell. Anyway, somebody else threw fucking water, I guess, and she just decided it was a good idea to fucking chuck that fucking mic at her and shit. And it's just like, the fuck, bitch? Like, how are you
yeah,
gonna get mad at your phone for doing what you said to do?
yeah, exactly. That was total nopeness, not
Yeah.
dopeness.
Anyways, and then fucking Ice Cube appears to be buddies with that guy from Fox News that got fired. Is it Tucker Carlson? Is that his fucking name?
Yep.
Yeah. So that's got people like being like, "What the fuck?" Because he like the shit he talks about and raps about you. I don't know. It's just really fucking weird to
Right.
me that he would be with somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then there's all the shit with Lizzo and her shit because she's being accused of like forcing people to like do like sexual acts and shit,
Mm-hmm.
on top of being accused of like attacking people or her backup dancers for their like weight and shit, which is also weird because sorry, fucking scavengers in the fucking chat. Whoop whoop scavenger.
What up, scavenger? Wicked clown love.
Uh but anyways, the only reason why that's a big deal is she's supposed to be like this like big spokeswoman for like body positivity and shit. And now here she is fucking doing the exact shit she says she's against. I don't know. It's just fucking weird to me. There's like, and then the shit with Drake. I don't know. There's just a lot of weird shit going on in the music industry. I'm like wondering if I'm in a different fucking universe. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking weird, man.
Well, it's all a simulation. I mean, the Matrix has
Right.
us.
But yeah, I think that's really all I got for news, man.
Well,
Unless you've
yeah.
got anything you want to add.
No, not really. Um, as far as news goes, I mean, the Drake thing like took over everything. As far as
Shit was
going on
funny.
this week.
Yeah.
And no, in my personal opinion, he's not a juggalo. He might have found
No.
that
Fuck
shirt
no.
somewhere, or he might be thinking, I'm showing clown love because they're going to be featured on this. They're going to be featured on that 50 Years of Hip Hop or whatever show, award show or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't know if it would have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting that because I was watching Humble's live earlier, and I didn't even know about this, but apparently beforehand, it was after the gathering. Riff Raff apparently was with Drake
Mm.
making music or some shit, which is really funny because Riff Raff got fucking Riff Raffed out the gathering. So some people are wondering if Drake was trolling.
Oh, looks like Scav's coming to our neck of the woods sometime.
Oh shit! Oh, he might be talking about because I was talking about what we might be living in the woods.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But anyways, that'd be dope though.
yeah.
Fuck. Uh, but yeah, some people are wondering if he was trolling Riff Raff with that shit, which maybe.
Right.
It's an interesting thought. I think he's just trying to be a culture vulture, though, for the most part, because he's been known for that shit.
Yeah,
So it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
yeah. Sorry, guys. I got to put my hat on because I hate my hair right now. It's not jiving at the moment. Yeah,
Yeah, I know you were there, Scavenger.
yeah. He was at the gathering, and we were sadly not. So,
Yeah, we'll fucking be there next year, though, for sure.
yes,
For damn
indeed.
sure.
It'll be our first one, but we're gonna get lit the fuck up.
It'll be our first of many.
Yes. All right. So, anything else you got to say before we jump more into this?
Uh, Not that I can think of, unless you've got something.
I don't at the moment. I mean, I just wanted to show off my fresh gear thanks to my homie Spooks. But other than that, I really don't got a whole lot. Um, uh, oh, nice to meet you too, Scavenger. Hopefully, I'll get to see you face to face. Uh, But before we get started here, me and myself, no, Spooks and I discussed a lot about Lost and Found. We listened to
A
the
marvelous
albums.
listening.
Uh, Unfortunately for me, they just aren't hitting hard enough uh, for me to like
So
get super hard into them. But there were a few songs that I liked off of both albums.
Well, that's what's funny is like, I was kind of like that way too when I first heard them, because I tried. He's gonna kick us in the balls if we don't show up. I told him he could. Well, for me.
Uh,
Don't
I don't know if I extend that same sympathy, but I'm sure it will happen anyway, so might as well just say yes.
worry, I'll fucking hold him down, scavenger.
Right?
uh, but no. I remember when I first heard those, the Marvelous Missing Link, Lost and Found. I remember not really jiving with them at first, but I think it kind of falls into that. What one thing Violent J said about the cards is, he was saying, at one time you may listen to that album and be like, I'm not feeling this shit, and you not, may not even care. But then later on in life, you'll listen to it again, and all of a sudden, you'll feel that shit because you're dealing with stuff in your life, and it will speak to you. And I believe that shit because I know I've said this before, but like I didn't start feeling the Marvelous Missing Link until me and you started talking about doing a podcast.
Hmm.
When we first started coming up with the blueprints for that shit, I started hearing Found, and all of a sudden like I was blasting that shit every fucking day, and it like spoke to me, and it just helped me realize like, yes, this is the path we're supposed to go. Like this is where we need to go with our shit.
Right,
And like I've loved those albums ever since.
right. Uh, my favorite song, and I think it's your favorite song too, on Lost was the Rebel Flag one. Uh, fuck,
Oh, the
I
fuck
say
your rebel
fuck
flag.
your Rebel Flag.
Yeah, dude, all banged. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll talk about getting you in the crew or something, scavenger.
Yeah,
Because we can use all the people and help we can get, man.
yeah. We need a street team, people to get the word out.
Yeah, yeah, he's been kind of doing that. He shared a couple of our videos and shit. He's
Yeah.
a fucking soldier for us.
Well, thank you for that because I did notice that we got a few new views this last week that weren't there before. So,
Yeah, and he's been also because I've been in a couple of his lives on like TikTok and this other app that we use, and he'll like tell people to fucking look us up and subscribe.
right.
So yeah, he's been on that shit, and I appreciate him a lot for that shit.
Hell yeah. Scavenger the
I love
fucking
you, Scavenger.
you the man. Yeah, we do when we get together when I get moved in and settled and everything and we do the shows from there, we're definitely going to paint up cuz we want to do I think for our 13th cuz this is our 10th one. We've only got 3 more to go. Well, actually technically 2.
Well, he might be referring to because I know he does canvas painting,
Oh.
so he could like do some like paintings. Dude, we should get him to do like a big canvas like painting of like our logo or some shit, or with us in it or something.
That'd be dope.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, um but yeah, with Lost, I need to bring up the track list here. Sorry if it cuts out the video feed for a second, guys.
Well,
Um,
are you wanting to go in order, or do you want to talk about Lost first?
well, I have it set up in order, so currently.
Like, do you want to talk about Found or Lost first?
Well, I
Because I
have it in
I
Lost and
believe
then Found.
because if I remember right, I believe Found came out and then Lost. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what.
So yeah, Lost came out and then Found.
Oh,
Cause
okay. So I
yeah,
was wrong.
yeah, Lost came out on the. Dang it, I just had the page pulled up, but then the video feed cut. So I
No,
hate
I know
this.
you're good. I know. I'm watching our video. I can see they can't see us right now,
Yeah.
but
Um,
Unfortunately, we have no way to fix that, so it's just we're running with it. You just have to deal with it.
yeah, but it was released April 28th, 2015,
Okay.
and it had. Um, I also like Shock. That was a really good one from that album.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shark.
all right, I'm trying to get our freshness back up here. Gotta love the internet. Okay.
Gotta love technology.
Yes.
I know you do, brother, and that's why I have your back too, man.
Yeah. And so yeah, so with Lost, those are the two track lists that I really, really enjoyed. Um, let's see. Dang it. There we go.
Let
Uh, I'll Keep My Hatchet was a good one.
yeah.
And Fallen Apart. That was a really weird one, but I liked it.
Let me look at the track listing real fast because I'm trying to remember. Because I know I love the "Fuck Your Rebel Flag" or
Hmm.
whatever it's called. Feel really stupid right now not knowing the names of these tracks.
Right.
Uh, and yeah, like you said, Shark is Shock. Shock is a
Yeah.
good one.
Hmm.
Falling Apart is good. Oh, I liked I See the Devil.
Mm.
I thought that one was a really good one.
Yep.
Oh, it's called Confederate Flag. Fuck, man. Anyways,
Uh,
oh, Flamethrower.
yes. That was a good
That
one.
one was fun. Yeah, I'd say Flamethrower and Confederate Flag are probably my top two contenders as far as like favorite songs.
Right.
And then of course I love like, all like the Lost, all the Joker card songs.
Right.
They're usually all pretty good.
No, we have not talked with the Thuggalo show.
No, not yet. I don't know. I try not to really bother the other channels because I know they all got their own shit going on, and like even though we're like huge fans of like Humble Among and the Thuggalo show
And Gather
and
Net.
Gathered Net. Yeah, I don't know how much they really know us, and I don't really know if they really want to do anything with us. I mean, if they do, that would be fucking dope, or at least have them on the show, you know?
Right.
But if not, I mean that's cool too. It's whatevs. I still watch them, and
Right. And that's
I'm
the
I'm
other
a
thing too is I want to try to be as organic as possible.
right. We're not trying to like write off of them or anything or take their shit.
Yep.
But I'm like I subscribe to Humble Among, and I try to catch the Thuggalo show as much as I can.
Yeah.
There's a lot of activity tonight though, so I ain't catching them tonight because well we're fucking live right now.
Right. Yeah, because we got Thuggalo show went live. Humble Among was live earlier. Then you got the Shaggy show going, and I don't know
Yeah.
if Gather.net did anything tonight or not, but um,
Well, Stony, the guy on Gather.net, he's a part of the Thuggalo show now, so he's probably on there.
okay. But yeah, so and they're all dope. Like we catch
Oh
them when we
yeah,
can.
I've got nothing bad to say about any of them because I follow a lot of them on like Instagram, uh, Twitter or X, whatever you want to fucking call it.
Right.
And I have some of them on Facebook. I don't really talk to them. I know I've shooted Humble one message, but I haven't really gotten a chance to just talk to them or anything either.
Right. So, um, so back to Lost.
Yeah, yeah, we kind of went way off track.
That's all right though. That's you got to be communicative with your chat. Otherwise, it's not
Oh
really
yeah,
a good episode. But anyhow, By the way, can you hear us okay? Is everything good on your end, Scav? It's kind
Yeah,
of
how's the
nice.
audio?
It's kind of nice having somebody else that's not us to kind of bounce things off of.
It might take him a minute to
That's
respond, dude. He loves your bang pow boom. No, that's homie. That's the mighty death pop.
right. But Bang Pow Boom is my favorite card, and that's why. And I definitely show some Bang Pow Boom love.
He says we're good on audio.
Okay, good. So back to where we were. Um, with Lost. So I totaled up. We use numerology.com for a lot of our breakdowns and stuff, and we use numerology because there's a lot of number symbolism.
Well, before we get into that, we
Well,
should probably go into what the actual cards themselves mean
oh,
before we start getting into the whole numerology and
that's true. That's true.
get into the face value first.
Right. So with Lost, for me, I think it just means exactly. I think both cards mean exactly what they are, uh,
Yeah.
between being lost and found. And after listening to the album, uh, both albums, especially Lost, the deeper meaning to me is like this is how it feels. Like all the negativity, not knowing where to go, just being angry in general, uh, because you have no clue where in the world in life you're supposed to be going.
Hmm.
Uh, and so you're definitely lost. And I find it very weird that a substantial amount of tracks were produced by Otis from Axe Murder Boys.
Yeah, we'll get into that too, because yeah, I didn't even realize that till we were talking about this album, and yeah, there's some interesting things about that, in my opinion too.
And from a like a universal standpoint, uh, with everything that was going on around Psychopathic at the time, and not to bring up the family drama, but there was drama happening, and people were leaving, and there was a lot of animosity and different various things going on. So I think the title Lost was very appropriate because I feel like Violent J and Shaggy probably felt that way. Like we're losing everything. Like what's going on?
um, yeah, for me, I think the Marvelous Missing Link as a whole, I think he represents your path and your walks of life and which
Mm-hmm.
path you take in life. Whether it leads you to, and they both lead to the same end goal. It's either your path is going to lead you till an eternity of Shangri-La or Hell's Pit. And I think the Lost is basically all the things that help lead you towards that eternal spot in Hell's Pit.
Yeah.
Like you said, like living angrily, being lost, not um, you know, doing stuff with the devil, and yeah, but I think at face value, ultimately, that's what it is your path in life,
Right.
and he's there to lead you. But either way, I think, and his appearance is different depending on which path you walk.
Right. Well, and I also find it very fitting that he's wearing a mask and more like
Yeah,
armor, and that armor could be a representation of
deceitfulness.
yeah,
At least that's what I see.
right, deceitfulness. He's kind of like an executioner almost in a way too. Like
Hmm.
I don't know exactly. I mean that's just the because like every time I imagine an executioner with an axe, like before he takes your head off, he's wearing this kind of armor. Um, I don't know if that's the actual meaning, but that's just kind of what I get from it. But then,
I mean, it could be something like that. I think usually I don't know which type of executioner you might be referring to though,
hmm
because when I think of executioners, I think of like the hood
oh,
that
right.
they usually wear.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true
to
too.
me, I look at it personally as like with the mask, it's like he's being deceitful, he's hiding who he is. Uh, Whereas with Found, you see his face, he's being truthful, he's being like this is the right way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that,
Well,
yeah.
he's basically hiding his intentions. Like you have no idea, you can't read his facial expressions because it's all hidden by the mask. If that makes any sense.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, I was saying that he's hiding his true intentions. You don't know who he is, what his facial expressions are. He could be lying to
Right,
you and you would never know.
right.
Um, and yeah, I could definitely see him being that leader, taking you down that path to Hell's Pit,
Hmm.
because that's his whole uh, goal is to keep you lost, keep you away from your friends, keep you away from your family, or whatever
Yeah.
it is that's keeping you from the path that you're supposed to be on. But he'll tell you whatever you
Hmm.
want to hear to keep you going that way.
Well, and when you walk down that path with that side of him, that's where I think again, one of the ones I could speak on with that because we've talked about him would be like, for instance, the ringmaster.
Right.
He would be there to help your ringmaster, I think, grow bigger and become, be more deceitful and help you to become more down that life of wickedness. And I don't mean like wickedness as like the wicked shit, but as in like actual evilness.
Right. Yeah.
And to make that ringmaster within you stronger and uncontrollable.
Right. And then when you get to your riddle box, then you're not going to hear a good musical notes coming out of that. But again, after we've covered all the cards, we're going to go into a much deeper dive of how they all fit together and where, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Um uh do you have anything else to add to that with the faith? I know, like I said, for me, I think it's just uh each side of him is the different path you lead, and for
Right.
you,
Well, and that's why I like Found, because if you move on to Found, obviously he's showing his face. You can see who he is and everything. But then on
right.
top of that, the music is much brighter. You can definitely tell that there's a
Well,
shift in tone.
right. Well, and that's another reason why I say they're a path to Shangri-La and Hell's Pit, because the songs and the vibe that both albums have, like
hmm
they very well sound like a Hell's Pit and Shangri-La album.
Ah, oh, Scavenger says that his card is the Great Malenko. It looks like, and so I'm just
Ah,
confirming because you're asking if your comments are coming in. Yes, they are coming in
oh
just
yeah, we
fine.
see you, man. Sorry, we're just kind of focused on the topic at hand. But yeah, I know you love the fucking Great Malenko, man.
Yep.
It's a good card.
Yeah, we were just discussing, is it the Nedden game or the dating game? And depending on which
Yeah,
one you call it, we know where you stand.
yeah. His Rex's favorite cards, Bang Pow Boom, and mine's Riddle Box. Obviously, if you look at my head.
Yep. Yep. So,
But
okay, good. That's what he said. All right.
all
So,
right.
back to Found. So, with Found, one of my favorite tracks on there was You Got Clowned. I just find that freaking
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
that one's great. Again, like I was saying, how it's kind of like a Shangri-La album.
hmm
The song "This World Is Yours."
Yeah.
very much has that like Shangri-La sound, and it gives me chills whenever I listen to that one.
Right.
And Mr. Whitesuit, I
Yes.
love Mr. Whitesuit.
Yeah, and I also loved Juggalo Party. I F the
Yep.
Cop was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then Pineapple Pizza was all right. Um, Lost at the Carnival.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Yeah. And again, I also same with this one. I like the song "Found." Like I'm always a fan of the Joker card songs.
Hmm. Yes. Lost was pretty good too. It's lost. It's
Yes.
missing. It's gone. Yeah. Can't find it. I just love that whole.
Oh yeah, I definitely know you, Scavenger.
um. But yeah, that. But I freaking yeah, both Lost and Found. They're definitely great albums. They're just not in my top pick of the litter, but eventually I'm
No,
sure
that's fair.
they'll be calling out to me again. And the more I listen
Hmm.
to them, uh, yeah, I, because I really did like after listening to it a few times the original Lost soundtrack, um, or I should say the song about the card, the intro.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Um. So I think we can pretty much go into the stuff you're gonna go into with like the numerology and the
right, so now we go into the mystical, the magical,
the
because like here,
deeper shit that people don't usually look into.
right. And the one thing that Spooks and I have both just found incredible, and it blows our mind every single time, how well, because we started looking into numerology when we were looking at Fearless Fred Fury and how well it
Hmm.
fit and the various different things that
Yeah.
came about because of it and how well they just kind of jive together. And so I think ICP as a whole have some kind of connection to the universe that the rest of the world just doesn't have, or they just vibe on a different frequency, or they're more in tune with it than
Well,
most people even realize.
the other thing about, and I think I've mentioned this before in other streams, but Shaggy and Jay, like, I wouldn't doubt it if they know some of this stuff because they do a lot of like research and they look into random shit because like they'll talk about shit out of nowhere that I'm just like, how the fuck did they know that? Because they'll be like, oh yeah, we were, I was watching and went on a whole thing on this and we're, on a fixation about it. Like Violent J and his fixation on Bigfoot and all the crazy shit about Bigfoot. And so I wouldn't doubt it if they've looked into numerology or like the power of numbers
Hmm.
or imagery, fucking even like I'm sure they've looked into like paganism and like different religions and shit. Like I think they do a lot of that shit.
Yeah, definitely. And then so for this one, we looked into Lost, and well, both of them really, and the numbers. What does he say? Ooh, Allen's. Now look, I don't know what that means.
Are you talking about aliens?
Aliens. Yes,
I mean, we're all aliens.
that's right. We were
We're,
born
we're
with
the
a
Juggalo
juggalo.
race.
Yep,
Yeah,
born with a
born with a
hatchet and a
hatchet and a juggalo.
juggalo face.
Yo.
um, but so for a numerology, we looked at Lost, and to get their life path number, uh,
Oh, you know what I think? Sorry,
oh,
not to like cut you off, but I think I know what he's talking about because me and him were talking about this.
mhm,
It was just funny because they had the Gathering, right, was all like
Alien themed.
outer, yeah, and then we had the fucking hearing where they were talking about aliens and shit.
That's what I mean. I'm telling you, man, they know something that we don't know. They're just they're hooked into the universe. Like
They
they're
just
in tune with it.
they pay attention to shit, yeah.
Hmm.
But
So
anyway,
so yeah, the one thing that we looked at with the number well for numerology for Lost, I totaled up its birthday. So in numerology, if you take your birthday and you add all the numbers together and reduce it down the way that you're supposed to, and I forget exactly how the uh, calculator worked better, but basically you take all the numbers, you add them all down, and then you add them. So like you take April 31st, which is 4 plus 3 plus 1, so you get 4, 7, 8, plus
hmm
2015, which is 2, 1, and 5, so 2, 3, 8, and then you take that 8 plus 7, which is 15, and then you add 1 and 5 together, that'd be 6. But in this case, it was 4, and so for Lost, its life path number is 4. And for the number 4, it says, when strength and efficiency are needed, it's number 4 to the rescue. The 4 in numerology is a no nonsense number with a heads down approach to life and work. It is extremely
no,
dependable. What's up?
sorry, is this with Lost or Found, or is
Lost.
this with him, or just as a whole?
No, this is just Lost.
Sorry, is this the negative or the positive?
This is just what the number 4 itself means
Oh, okay.
without any
Sorry,
positivity or negativity.
I just wanted to clarify. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So this is just the number 4. And it says that it is extremely dependable and lends a great amount of stability to a person or situation. The 4 is dedicated to advancing, but in a more conservative way than a progressive one. It sticks to what is tried and true instead of attempting methods that are new. And even more than the number 13 in Western cultures, the number 4 is considered very unlucky in some Asian countries. There's even a name for the fear of the number 4, which is tetraphobia. But in reality, the numerology number 4 carries a wise and rational energy that can bring us a sense of security and consistency. It has a strict definition of right and wrong and tends to see things as black and white with no gray in between. The number 4 leads with its head, not its heart, and uses this mental strength to build a life of service and contentment. Now, with all of that being said, how, with all of its positive traits being lost, to me, you can get lost in your own stubbornness, your own way of thinking, without attempting anything new. Um, and it
Right.
can definitely lead you down the wrong path.
Well, yeah, because if you're not trying to change and you're still on that path of negativity, you're not going to go anywhere.
Right. And the fact that it leads with its head, not its heart. So, like, your head can tell you something is bad all it wants to, like a relationship that you skipped over, or trying to talk with somebody because you're like, oh, well, everybody says that's bad, but you might find something really good because of that.
Right.
Uh, and uh, and the fact that it's conservative, so instead of reaching out, you pull back. You don't want to get out there. So
Right.
I definitely see that as a very lost kind of trait. When you're lost, you stick to your guns, you stick to the things you know, and you don't want to reach out to find anything. You don't want to try to uh, bring in new friends, or try something new, or step out into the light and see what you can accomplish.
Right.
But then, if you reach into the negativity, and this is where all the negative traits of the number 4 come out, and I believe this very, very much so, and it's probably going to reaffirm what I just said. But it says dogmatic. The nature of the number 4 is very conservative and firm in its personal beliefs. Once it has made up its mind, it sees its opinion as fact and has no hangups about preaching them to others. Unfortunately, this concrete way of thinking leaves no room for other perspectives to enter. While the 4 believes it is staying true to itself, it is really limiting itself. And then it says it can be dull, choosing to work over play and sticking to traditional interests and activities The number 4 can honestly be a bit boring. It can be a straight edge that is not easily excited, nor is it interested in experimenting or trying new things. It is perfectly content in its way of life. It's just that this way of life isn't all that interesting to others. And then it says rigidity. It's hard for the number 4 to be a team player because it is so inflexible. It's confident to a fault, always thinking it's right and never allowing itself to be swayed. This assuredness makes sense in some situations, but when it comes to give and take and working together, the 4 has a lot to learn.
I mean, we're talking about the marvelous missing link, so I'm not sure where you're talking about the Jekyll brothers, bro. But I mean, yeah, that can be applied to the Jekyll brothers too. But I don't
Yes.
want to go down that whole tangent because we'll get way off track.
And we actually did that in our last episode, and I think I
Yeah.
know what's wrong. I need to try to edit something because it is showing on here that
Oh.
episode 9, The Amazing Jekyll Brothers, instead of what it should. So I need to edit something real quick. Let's see.
Um.
There we go.
But yeah, it's crazy how these things lead up and match up with the lost and the negative sides and what keeps you on that path.
Right. Sorry for the staleness. Got to figure this out. Uh,
Yeah, I think we talk about some of that in the Jekyll Brothers too, Scavenger.
yep.
A lot of what you're saying.
Yep.
Do you know about numerology, Scavenger? I've never actually talked to you about that stuff before.
Okay. I fixed it. So our title should now be episode 10, The Marvelous Missing Link. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I had to fix that. Sorry, y'all.
Um. Oh, he's learning.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, it's a crazy shit to learn, man. It's a real eye opener. Like numbers are crazy in this universe, and
Yeah.
how involved it is with everything around us. It's insane.
And then I pulled up the colors because of we wanted to do a deeper meaning into that. And one of the colors is green, obviously, which
Mhm.
means harmony, growth, safety, and health. Now, being lost, you're going to cling to your safety and your health. You're not growing.
Right.
You have no harmony. Um, and so when you're lost, you're going to try to keep yourself as best as you can. Uh, sorry, I was reading the chat. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, with I'm just not used to having an active participant. This is very strange.
I know it's very new to us. Usually it's just dead silent,
Y-
dead air.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah. Um, so yeah, back to what I was saying. So yeah, your safety and your health, you're going to try to cling to that as much as you can. And I have a feeling lost is going to make you feel like by sticking to yourself and when you're looking for your way out, it's going to constantly remind you, well, if you do that, you could get hurt, or uh, if you grow you won't even see the growth because you can't. And you can't achieve harmony. It's got to try to keep you off balance as much as it possibly can because it needs you to stay lost. You cannot continue
Right.
on the correct path because if you see the way out, then he has failed in his mission. Uh, and then yellow, which is happiness, optimism, positivity, and intellect. Well, when you're lost, tying back to the negative of number four, you rely on your own thinking, your brain. And so I find that very weird that it ties in so well to this because you're sticking to your own thoughts, what you know. Uh,
Right.
uh, I'm trying to think
Yeah,
too.
if you get a hold of Bum, bring him in, man, because he's more than welcome to, bro.
Hell yeah. But if he's watching one of the other guys, we don't want to steal away their audience. So, uh,
It was weird. We had like 5 people in here, and it went back down to 3.
really, we had five? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I've been watching the number go up and down.
That's crazy. Well, to those, I wish I had known that. Um,
Oh, it says 5 again. I don't know who's all in there, but thanks for watching.
yes, thank you for coming to the 13th grade. This is the most viewers we've ever had, so this is amazing.
But
um, go ahead.
oh, I was done. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so I find it very weird that positivity, intellect, happiness, and optimism. So those can also be negatives too when you're lost because you might think you're
Mhm.
happiest right where you're at. Uh, and you're
Right.
optimistic that whatever you're doing is going to provide you with whatever it is you need at that time. And so you don't feel the need to go anywhere else or do anything. And I just find it very weird that it ties so well into the rest of this card.
Yeah.
And then there's gray, which is compromise, control, neutrality, and practicality. Well, I believe it's always the negative, the opposite of this. Especially, well, maybe not control. Control is probably the one that stands out the most as a negative trait because you think you're in
Right.
control. Uh,
Too much control is not good
no,
and
definitely
leads
not.
down a dark path very quickly.
Yes. Um, well, thank you, Scavenger, for
Yeah, no, we appreciate you, homie. I
yeah,
appreciate all your help that you have been doing, bro.
yeah. So
Like, even if we haven't fully discussed you being a full person in the 13th grave, you definitely have earned your way there, in my opinion.
I second that motion.
All right. Well,
So
we need to.
all
I need
those
to
in
have
favor of
you guys.
Scavenger joining the 13th grave say aye. Aye.
Whoop
Whoop,
whoop.
whoop, whoop.
um. No, I'll have to like have you guys in the same chat and shit, and that way you guys can actually like get to know each other.
Yeah,
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 dude, definitely. When we get there, I'll definitely have you in.
yes. Yeah, we're trying to do this as close to the release dates of the cards as possible. I mean, technically, we could have done Lost all the way back in April, but because we missed that deadline,
We, well, we've had a lot of shit going on,
that's true. Uh,
and we still have a lot of shit probably for this next coming year
mhm,
until summer.
yep,
Then shit should go way better by then. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
exactly. Um, but then yeah, so with Gray being compromise, control, neutrality, and practicality, uh, compromise. There's no compromise when you're lost. You don't compromise, or you make compromises that keep you there.
Yeah,
Um, so uh, and then control. You want to maintain control of your situation, even if it's not good for you. Neutrality can be a very negative thing to have because if you're neutral to certain things happening in your life, you don't take any action and you're just like, whatever, don't matter. Um, that could definitely be a
Yeah.
negative against you. And then practicality uh, is basically your means of tackling whatever it is. And so uh, you're not thinking clearly. You're not using that practicality. Um,
Right.
and then red is the color of passion, energy, action, and strength. Um, I don't know when you're. I don't know exactly how to take those words and flip them, but I can see it as the lack
Well,
of
say that.
passion.
Say them over again.
Passion, energy, action, and strength.
Yeah, it would have to be if it was on a flip side. The opposite of like strength, for instance, would be you're giving into your weaknesses, lack of passion, um, uh, I forgot what the other ones were already,
Uh,
but
passion, passion, energy, action, and strength. Oh,
yeah, love, hate would be the other side.
yeah. I have a visitor. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
Yep. Never mind. They have left. So, um,
um,
yeah, love and hate. I can definitely
yeah,
see that.
but oh yeah, did you remember to keep the stuff for like the where we went over like the panels,
Yep,
like the
I have that here.
for the panels and shit?
Yep.
Okay, cool, sweet.
Yeah. So we counted the number of rivets in the mask for Lost, and it totaled out to 52, and 52 becomes the number 7. And so here's what we have for the number 7. The number 7 is both deep and wise. It is not satisfied with simple explanations and surface level information. This is frivolous stuff. It knows that the real gold is buried deeper and won't stop until it finds it. And then it'll keep digging for more. Asking questions, researching, listening, and sensing are all special skills the 7 uses in its search for awareness.
Yeah, it's definitely a yin and yang thing too.
Right. And one of the things I found funny because uh, it's not it's the exact opposite. It's not searching.
Yeah,
It's not wise. And the fact that it's not satisfied with simple explanations. So like when you're lost and you're clinging on so hard to certain ideals, uh, no matter what anybody says to you, there it's hard to get through because
yeah,
you're just not allowing that information to go through. And I could see somebody who is stubborn and being asked questions like, okay, like look at some debates. I'm sure like presidential debates or political things or other things like that that you've had
yeah. It can be applied to
conversations,
any kind of debate.
yeah, or conversations you've had with people, and you've hardened your heart and you're just not gonna listen at all to anything that anybody else has to say,
Yeah,
and then you go,
which
oh, go ahead.
sorry,
Oh,
I was just gonna say in the aspect of debate when you have that is totally the wrong way to go into a debate, honestly. Like even though it's most commonly been going on that way,
mm-hmm,
you're the object of doing a debate is coming in with an open mind and thinking and having the mindset that this is what they believe, trying to understand where they're coming from, and under the possibility that you might be wrong. Not that you are wrong, but there's always that chance. You have to keep mindedness in a debate.
mm-hmm.
Anyway, sorry.
Oh no, that's perfectly true. Um, but yeah, and so I'm just imagining because like some conversations that even Spooks and I have had, where I've
Oh,
had to open up myself to certain ideologies in order to get through, but I
yeah,
was clinging to a lot of old beliefs and habits and wasn't exactly, how shall I say, the easiest to deal with on
right.
certain
And
things.
I think we're all guilty of that. I think everybody does that.
Yep. And so,
And we've definitely had our fair share of fights because of it.
exactly. But that's what happens when we're lost in an idea or a thought, or we're clinging on to something and we don't want to let it go.
Right.
And if you don't let it go, then yeah, it'll lead you directly down the path that you're not supposed to be
Yeah,
going. Um,
exactly. Yeah.
and then again, back to the number four, because we counted the number of hairs that were showing, and we counted his little whisker thingies as part of that. So it came out again to the number four, which I thought was, or should say, his eyebrows.
Yeah, the eyebrows and mustache.
Yeah, and the little hairs coming out. Yeah, we counted those as four.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And so again, there's a lot of parity again with the number four, even it being its life path number, which is crazy to me. But we've already gone over it, so I don't feel the need to continue on that.
No.
But then we also counted the number of plates in his armor, which is
Yes.
six. And it says here the number six is the embodiment of the heart. It represents unconditional love and the ability to support, nurture, and heal. It is a powerful force of compassion and empathy, and its warm light is a beacon of hope. Its role is to use its heart and soul to be of service to others. The six in numerology shines in partnerships of all kinds, but especially emotional ones. Its empathy makes others comfortable letting down their guard and being open and honest about their feelings, which in turn allows it to understand and provide the help that's needed. We could all use someone in our life who manifests the devoted energy of the six. So, for me, when I read that, how many times have we been in relationships that we shouldn't be in, or giving to a situation that we shouldn't be giving to anymore, or uh, people have used it to walk all over us because of our love and care for somebody. I mean,
Yeah.
this is something I see very often for me anyway, or at least the way I look at it. Yeah, you might have all those great traits, and they might be being used in a negative way because somebody's either taking advantage of you, or you're giving time
Yeah,
and energy to something that you
they'll
shouldn't
use
be.
you.
Yeah. And so, uh, yeah, well, it can be a very positive thing, but I've seen people with others and just friends and
Yeah,
family
and you gotta
alike.
and I've seen a lot of people have that where they'll have like a big giving heart and then people will fucking use and abuse them with it. And then they end up turning bitter because of it, because they no longer want to trust people and they no longer want to be that way. And
Hmm.
they turn into a bitter person.
Yeah. And so I thought that was a very appropriate number, especially for the term lost, because you've seen people out there, people in your life that are going through it right now that are completely lost, have no idea what they're doing, and they keep wanting to devote their time and energy to people because they think it's going to make them better, but
Right,
it just keeps leading them further and further down that hole, and they don't ever see their way out of it.
right,
And they think because they're pouring all their time and energy into this person that they're going to get it back, and it just doesn't happen.
um
Do you have anything to add to that?
not that I can think of. No, I was going to, but I was like, no, I don't really got anything.
Okay. And then the next
Pretty
thing that we looked at
straightforward.
was the number of spikes coming out of his helmet, and that number is eight. And it says, of all the numbers in numerology, the number eight is the achiever and measures life by the goals it reaches. It has good business sense, a powerful presence, and a strong drive for success. The 8 is also a symbol of balance. You can see it in its symmetrical shape. For every blessing it receives, it puts one back out to the universe. When things are balanced, they feel stable, controlled, and supported, which is the most productive environment for the 8 to work in. In Chinese culture, the number 8 is considered the luckiest number of all and is purposely worked into wedding dates, birth dates, addresses, and finances. Even the world of numerology, there are people who have been known to change their name in order to add more 8s to their numerology chart, hoping to emulate this number's level of accomplishment. The 8 represents an ultimate form of achievement that many people will spend their entire lives striving for. So, Hmm, I wonder how that could be seen in a negative light.
Right. um. Well, I also feel like, I mean, definitely it's able to be in a negative light, but I'm also kind of now listening to that, kind of wondering because if they know about the numerology and they put that in there, I mean, that would make a lot of sense for their like success too, because it helps with like luckiness and achievement and like I don't know if that makes any sense, but putting that in there helps give it that energy. You know
Right.
what I mean?
hmm Yeah, and so for me personally, like looking at that strong drive for success, I mean, you can get lost in your drive for whatever it is you're doing. You might be
Oh yeah.
achieving a lot, but what are you losing in spite of it? Because like,
Well, look at how many people have lost their ways through their drive and achieving success. Like, for instance, fucking everything that happened with the Cottonmouth Kings.
right,
They were fucking huge. They had a huge success, a huge following, loyal fan base, everything. They had everything going for them. And fucking something clicked in some of their heads, like Daddy X and shit, and it all just fucking fell apart.
well, and I look at it too as Violent J. Look what he was doing for Psychopathic Records at the time, and trying to help all these other artists come up. And
Right.
uh, and yes, they were achieving success, and they were getting out there, and their names and everything was blowing up for them at that time. And next thing you know, you have all these people just falling by the wayside and going their own way, uh,
Mm-hmm.
despite of all of it. And so yeah, I could definitely see that as the negative part of that. And uh, it's also a symbol of balance, and things were very much out of balance at that time. So,
Oh yeah.
and I also find it very funny too that people will change their name in order to add more eights to their numerology. So basically, people will try to fake it. They'll try to fake the good luck, and they'll attach themselves, or they'll imitate others to try to. I mean, just look at the Drake thing. I mean,
Hey,
but like,
I just wanted to say something real fast to all the four viewers we have. Can some of y'all hit the like button? That'd probably be cool and help us out a little bit.
right? Yeah, I put it down at the bottom. We gotta ask for the likes and the comments and the subscribing. Y'all have been great about commenting. We just need the other two if you haven't already. Uh, I hate doing that because it sounds like we're begging, but it's what you
I
gotta
know
do on
it's not.
YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the number 8. I just find it very crazy about like how all of these numbers fit so well into Lost, and where it could take you, or how it could affect you. Um, Especially this whole fake it till you make it, devoting more and more energy to things, and again, the embodiment of heart. I mean, oh, we have somebody who said already done. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yes, I don't. I can't see your name in our chat, so I just see your little picture there.
Yeah, thank you, whoever you are. I don't know if you have a name or not that you want to give out, but we appreciate you.
Yes, very much so, and a big whoop whoop to you. and MMFCWL. I think I said that backwards.
Much motherfucking wicked clown love.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, and that's just lost. I mean, we haven't even got to found really all that much just yet. But ah,
Oh, it's Sony.
holy crap! I have not seen you in forever.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't think you'd be watching us. Damn. Hell yeah. Anyways,
Right.
better continue. Damn, that really threw
Me
me
too.
for.
That definitely threw me for a loop. Uh, but yeah, I mean, just everything and the way that it falls into place. Yep, back at you, Sonny. Hey. uh, but yeah, just the craziness of it all. Just it blows my mind how well it fits. Uh,
Facts, I did do that. Sorry.
that's true. I should have done it to mine too, but I didn't want a bunch of haters in here, so I didn't. uh,
But you got. Never mind. Go on.
yeah, I had a couple of friends from my former job that it was like we don't say the N word because we're white boys, so we use the word ninja, and I was like, oh, never mind.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All
But anyway,
right.
yeah. But then we move on to found, and it has the life path number of 1. I broke it down and I could not believe how much this actually fits. But it says life path number 1. There's so much motivation and momentum surrounding this single digit number. It is a true pioneer, eager to break ground on new endeavors and pave the way for others to follow. It is a natural leader and a proactive force. The number 1 represents newness, movement, and the possibilities that await us. In spiritual symbolism, it is the number of creation and the birth of all things, the divine origin of the universe. And then in numerology, the number 1 is the root of opportunity in our lives. It is a symbol of confidence, power, and action. It pushes us to look at our current circumstances and realize that we have the power to turn them into anything we wish, even if we are
Right.
afraid. The 1 inspires us to take control of our future and embrace new beginnings. It is innovative. Roadblocks don't exist for the strong willed 1, not because they don't arise, but because this number's innovative mindset can find new ideas and creative solutions to work around them, instead of being daunted by obstacles. The 1 looks at them as a challenge that must be and will be overcome. Seeing a door where others see a wall is a major asset to the 1's success. Which,
Yeah, I think that also falls in line with the ideology of what I was saying about it being a card of pathways and which way you go. You have that choice of opportunity to decide which way you're headed.
mm-hmm. And then the positive traits, independent of all the numbers in numerology, the 1 is the most self sufficient, needing nothing but itself and its energy to thrive. It doesn't sit around waiting for opportunities to come about. It makes its own luck by capitalizing on circumstances others may be afraid to explore. The single digit number 1 doesn't want to waste any time getting stuck negotiating or discussing plans. Going it alone allows for greater flexibility and quick, efficient movement. Goal oriented with a positive outlook and unwavering self determination, this number excels at setting and going after its goals. It has a hard time standing still because it sees a world packed with possibilities just waiting to be taken advantage of. It's not that the number 1 can't be satisfied, rather, its satisfaction comes from staying active and always progressing. And in a few words, why stand still when you could advance?
Right. And again, kind
Yeah,
of just falls into everything we've just been saying.
right. And
Self explanatory.
and I find it funny because this is episode 10, and 10 breaks down to 1, and that's exactly what we've been doing. We've been advancing and just continuing on, and look at where we're at right now. Like,
I'm glad to have you back, Scavenger. Thanks for coming back, bro.
yes, glad to see you back as well. Uh, but I just find
So,
it hilarious how well this fits because like we've just kept on this path, we've been kept moving forward, and Lost and Found does make a lot of sense. Um, and I think I'm gonna bump some Found as soon as we get it, once we go off the air, so to speak.
right.
Uh, but uh, yeah, I just find it crazy how well the number one fits with Found, and Found's whole goal is to keep you on the right path, keep you going towards Shangri-La, keep you motivated, keep you positive.
Right.
Um,
Trust me, Scavenger. I already know. I could tell. Anyway. No, well, it's like I said that, like, when earlier with when we were coming up with the idea, like that card spoke to me. It was, or that album, it just kind of just spoke to me like this is the right way. Like,
right,
and it just like I don't know. It was like the energy just kind of flew through me. I don't know. It's really weird.
right. Yeah, so I just and the number one to represent it is such a good thing. And then Corey Horror, Corey
it's
Horror.
a it's a horrorcore group.
Oh,
They you know that guy I showed you cartoon.
mm-hmm.
He's the one that made like the Yu-Gi-Oh references in his rap and stuff.
Because he's
So he's
Exodia.
yeah, well, he's in that group too with King Wicked and Thick Chris.
Oh, okay. Hell
Yeah, they're
yeah.
pretty good. You should check them out sometime.
I definitely shall. But yeah, so um anyway, but then we also counted the number of links on basically that you can
The
see
chain
going around his head, and
yeah.
there was 36 of them, which breaks down to the number 9. And it says the energy of the number 9 represents completion but not finality. Think of it more in a cynical sense. It's not about the ending of one cycle and the potential, but the potential it creates for another cycle to begin. The 9 in numerology acts as an usher in this process of transition or transformation, guiding and empowering us with its wisdom. It absorbs answers from a spiritual source, then delivers them to us in the real world. This number is a humanitarian at heart. It is compassionate, kind, and intent on putting its efforts towards creating the greatest good. The 9 in numerology has gone through its fair share of hardship and is wiser, stronger, and more aware as a result. These first-hand experiences make it especially understanding of others who are struggling and willing to provide valuable support.
Yeah. Again, it's all about going down that right path to
Yep,
the light, man.
yep. And then we can flip the number 8 because this time we counted the whiskers and hairs that you can see, and there's 8 of them. And if I remember correctly, let's go back. Uh, it's the achiever and measures life by the goals it reaches. It has good business sense and a powerful presence and a strong drive for success. What are the clowns? Like Violet J,
Right.
especially 468. I see. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. So with the 8, um, it's a very lucky number. The ultimate form of achievement. I mean, look at everything and all the success that not only has it brought ICP, but the others that it brings along that they've brought. I mean, they save they have saved people's lives with their music,
Well, yeah.
and it's brought people. Just look at the Thuggalo show. and Ouija Mac, and
Yeah, it's how people build a lot of success in the community.
yeah, and so
Um, and it's all coming from success that came from nothing.
exactly.
It wasn't like they started out with a big business or were part of something big. They started from literally zero and created something that has become numerous help to a lot of people in numerous different ways.
Right.
There's even like support groups and shit in the name of the Juggalo community.
Yep. It's even a religion if you wanted to go that route. Um,
Yeah,
well,
I mean there
could
are
be.
people that do treat it that way, but like
Yeah.
if that's your thing, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I think everybody has the right to believe whatever they want. I believe in it more of the mythos side
Right.
and think it's metaphorically, but
Yeah. But yeah, no, I love it. And then you go into the colors again, and then you can see the positivity because you have green, which is harmony, growth, safety, and health. Well, when you're found, you have all of those things. You have harmony in your life, you're growing in the direction you're supposed to be growing, or you're experiencing growth in some way. You have your health and you have safety. Um,
yeah,
and again, you have yellow, which is the happiness, optimism, positivity, and intellect. You've learned something. You're positive about your future. You can see the good in things that are going to come, and you have happiness because of it. Um,
right.
and then you have the gray, which is the compromise, control, neutrality, and practicality. Well, you can see where compromises need to be made, things that you need to change. You have control over your destiny.
You're able to manifest it, and you're able to recognize and see what's going on in your life and what to do to better from it or learn from it and and make yourself stronger.
Yep. And then you have the red, which is your passion, energy, action, and strength. And again, just flip what we said before, and you're full of passion. You're full of energy. You have the ability to take action when you need it, and you have the strength to get it
And
done.
and endless love. I mean,
Hmm.
and again, think about what ICP like that to me again kind of describes also ICP and what they're about and the Juggalos and what they're about, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. So I'm just very blown away by everything that this card represents, especially for found.
Right.
And so, um, yeah, I don't really have much more to say because I don't really know what else to say. But these cards together, I think, are a very good lesson that all of us needs to learn. And
Yeah.
and in fact, that's all the cards, obviously. But in
Well,
this
yeah, I
case,
think all of them are different meanings and metaphors to help you in life to be a good person. I mean, that's more or less the end.
hmm,
The end meaning of all of this, in my opinion, is be a good person. Don't be a piece of shit. Love everyone. Treat everyone equally. Treat your loved ones like family and shit. And that family, just because somebody's blood doesn't mean that they're actually family. Because there's some really shitty people that are blood related.
right,
Like
it,
I think there's, in the end, it's just don't be a piece of shit though.
right. And if you are lost, if you don't know where to go, you have nobody to outreach to, break out of it. Get outside of your circle of friends. Get outside of
Right. I mean, fuck.
whatever's bringing you down.
If you're lost and you have no friends or no homies or whatever have you, fucking get a hold of me. I love talking to people.
Right.
Like I will gladly talk to you about shit.
Yep.
And I am a very I will listen. Like I am a good listener. I have friends that can back that up. Like I will try to be there for you when I can.
I don't know.
Fuck off. I You are now witnessing the breakup of the 13th grave.
Nah, no, but for real though, yeah, either one of us, if you want to come talk, if you see us online, and you're connected through either YouTube or whatever, just drop a message. We'll get back to you. I mean, find somebody
Mhm.
if you need to talk to somebody, we love listening to people. I mean, like Spook said, I mean, I may not have the time right away, or both of us. I mean, we might be dealing with our own stuff, but
I
even
mean,
if
yeah,
we,
sometimes we may not get back right away, but
yeah,
we'll make that effort to though once we have a chance.
yeah, because like no matter what your situation, there's always a way out. It's just sometimes when we can't see it that it's the hardest. But yeah, if you drop a message in YouTube or if you get involved in our Discord or whatever, um,
Donnie trying to call me out. I will look. I didn't know. Shh. All right. Well, Sonny's on our first up to the ban list. I'm just kidding.
uh, but yeah, no, seriously, yeah, we would love to have a conversation with you. And if you don't feel like you can talk to anybody, reach out and we'll try to answer when we can.
Yeah.
Um,
No, definitely. And if I apparently haven't, shut up. Be quiet. I am sorry. I will. Okay, look. If I haven't seen your message, I will try to look and message me again so it pops back up. Because sometimes it just gets buried under other shit. You know what? Just for that, Sonny, I'm just not going to answer your message at all.
I think that's the only reason why she watched our stream was just to call you out.
Yeah, she just wanted to give me shit on live in front of everybody. I see how it is.
Ah, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. But anyway, well, I don't have anything more to say at this present moment in time, outside of everything we've talked about. But
Well,
if
unless what else is new facts? Anyways, um, fuck. Now I forgot what I was saying. Damn it. God damn it. Um. Oh, I was gonna say I do believe, unless I could be wrong, but the next time we might go live will be once you've already moved, or will we have another one before that?
we might have one before that, because the next card we're gonna go over is my favorite card, Banga Power Boom.
Right.
And then after
But
that, we got this guy right here. I would like to go live one more time and try to get that one out of the way, but
are we wanting to do that when you're here, like during that one time
yeah, I
when
think we
you're,
could do it then. Um,
or do you want to do it while you're still over there?
mm, we'll just see how it goes.
So I would say most definitely around the uh the end of August
Yep.
time would be our
Yes.
next episode.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the last
And
week of
yes,
August, sometime
thank you,
around that.
Thawny.
She's just playing. You know she loves you.
Oh, I know. I love her too. She knows I have endless love for her.
All right. Well, with all of that being said, I think we're ready to end this episode. But thank you for coming along for the ride, Scavenger and Sonny, and anybody
Yeah,
else
thank
who
you.
may have shown up that we didn't notice. Uh,
Yeah, well, one time there was 5 people, and I don't know if they're all here or not because it's telling me there's only 2 people now, so I'm not sure. Scavenger might have popped out. I don't know.
right.
But anyways, yeah, thank you for everybody that did pop in though and interacted with us because like that was really fucking cool because we don't usually get that. It's usually just me and Rex here just talking back and forth to each other, and that's it.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but
With all
yeah,
that, big whoop whoop,
whoop whoop.
and we out.